Hello everyone, this is Jailash from Team Impact. The esteemed guest speaker with me is Yuvraj Sharma, Talent Acquisition Manager at Atsira. Welcome you, sir. Yeah, it's a very pleasant moment to have you, sir. Like people who recruit a lot of people in being in HR, it is very happy and pleasure to be with you, sir. Thank you so much. I have a lots of questions to add up with you, but starting with the very common question, what all the HR and recruiters are really needed of the youngsters right now?
The learnability aspect. Okay, I always talk about it. When you recruit a person, I recruit a fresher. When you go to a college or campus, where you uh, or when you interview a fresher, you are aware that the person is a fresher. He or she does not have any experience in anything. Uh, as in does not have any professional experience. Of course, the academics and internships are separate thing, but no professional experience. You are aware about it as an interviewer. What you want to see is what is the learnability aspect. The person I will certainly will have to give some knowledge transfer, some training about the project that I do, the technologies that I work on, the product that I'm working on. What we see is if how quick is the person to grasp those things, the trainings and other stuff. It helps the team to find out the right candidate, the learning aspect, and then and that is what I think is the most important. Then of course, the level of interest. Is the person here for an interest, or is the person here just for 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 a job? You know, we all do things for out of our interest, and sometimes we have to do things because we have to do this. Yeah. So that again creates I mean a criteria to select a candidate. Uh, the another important thing that we look for in a candidate is how good the candidate was in academics, and I will be very candid, that plays very important role. uh, the academics. I don't mean the numbers. The numbers are after. So that's how it is clubbed, right? First division, second division, and all those things. They're clubbed because you are required to have yeah, to reach certain level. That's all. Now, what you need to know is what was taught in academics. Were you able to grasp that knowledge a lot? That is really important. So academics, which so the academics interest and legibility is what is looked after, but especially when you are looking for an entry in the press.
In final, you say that adaptability to the situation after getting into the professional world is more necessity in this
Yes,
campus recruitment.
yes.
Yeah. When goes where the people really lack on the situation of an interview or a test, where they recently lack of.
Okay. So I'll tell you different phases. You clubbed different things, but I'll tell you about it. So let's talk about the test first. When somebody is giving the test, he or she, they have already done a lot of homework. They have studied their academics. They have done there are a lot of online portals available for practices, right? GitHub and Lead Core and all those stuff. People do all those trainings already. So they are very well confident. The problem is some most of the times they are not thought about innovative solutions. What they have thought about is how to solve the problem which is available there. They have not thought about the problems which can be generated. They're not putting the thought process in that. That creates a barrier, because the questions that come in such tests, they're not necessarily from lead hooks or GitHub. So those are moving questions, and those are designed by people who are already working on projects, right? So those are live examples. You need, and that is you can only solve those things by thinking out of the box.
People don't people do all the problems that are in life, but don't think for the problem that might arise.
That by the way is. So that is what happens when you do the test. Uh, then we progress to the interviews. One day, 2 level, 3 day. Uh, Now the problem with interview base is someone who knows, who has a good knowledge, who has done everything, was thought out of the box, was able to crack the test, he's gone now to the interview phase. But what if he or she is not able to articulate what he or she knows already? That is again very important. So if suppose let's say you are a student, you're excellent speaker, but if suppose you are not able to communicate what you know, if suppose I as an interviewer don't know or not able to find out what you know, how will I select?
Okay, right? The person should know how to speak in that certain time and what to speak.
Yes. So articulation is again that is very important. And then third thing is, as a student, you learn lot of technologies. Uh, Different semesters, you do different type of internships. You learn robotics. You learn this technology. A lot of scripting languages, Java, .NET, Python, C++. Right? You learn all the scripting. Then you learn uh, uh, the databases, Gyro, Cloud.js, right? You learn JavaScript, you learn front end, you learn back end, everything. You cannot be jack of all trades where you work. You work on one specific part, hardly two. Uh, at the time, so once you progress to career, maybe after 5, 6, 7, 10 years, you become an architect, and when you work with a stack of technologies. But initially, when you start, it is very restricted technology, one or two. So you have to be adaptable. You have to be happy with it. Most of the times you can lose control, or they lose interest. So for purpose it
Okay. I'm like understood you like what are the necessarily lacking things that people do nowadays. But when it was my third person, that is a temporary problem of lots of people here. The reeling packages are very important for a fresher when he doesn't have any experience in the professional work.
Yeah. So when we all have different thoughts around it, uh, but I'll not say that packages are not important. They are. That's why we work. Yeah. So that is really important. But maybe in the first year, the student can skip. If suppose he or she is struggling finding the first opportunity, they can skip and they will skip only for that particular period, first year, 1.5 years. Just skip that thing, look for the right opportunity, and maybe after 1.5 years, get back to the zone where he or she can look for a right opportunity with right package, because getting into the industry is more important than the right salary. uh, and of course this changes once you complete few years, sometimes some months, but the start is really important. So if suppose you are struggling to find the right opportunity, or the company that's or the package that you got, a high package, but not with the company that you want to work with, or not the project that you want to, maybe you can skip out the salary part for now. Look for the right opportunity, and maybe once you complete some time, once you're established, look for the salary. So not for the first year, it's important, not for the first year, I believe that way, because start is really important, then that's
Do you think people in the higher packages on their initial days, will their learning stop?
no. No, I don't think that way. So, so companies, when they hire anybody, they have already done their homework. Like, okay, it's not that they just uh they just come up with high packages for no reason, because they sometimes they have some rules, and those rules are very distinct. You will not see 50 lakh 1 crore package that we look for. You don't see. So let's say Amazon offered some candidate. Amazon will not offer 5 or 10 or 20 candidates with that. Only one or two. They have very specific roles where they need the student to be exceptionally well, and they create a criteria for that student. Any student who cracks that is offered that amount. So that is very distinct. Now, how what are the barriers that this thing create is, once the person is in the job, there is, of course, learnability is something which is, he will not be they will not be training that guy for 6 months, because they're already paying heavy amount, right? The training will be very limited. He or she will grow the project very quickly. And then the problem that we see is after end of this specific role, because everything is project, right? A product is a project, a service is also a project, and the project comes to an end after certain period of time. The tenure is over. Yeah. So even if it is put over, bye, you're working on, let's say you're working on developing some product, right? This one day this will get developed over there, right? So once this role ends, what's next? The next role, does that offer you the same amount? Okay, so that is again important. And then suppose you are looking out for a job change, does another company in the market ready to hire you on the same package or a higher package? So these are the barriers that people see, but these are the but these students, these employees are less than 1% in the market. Yeah. So right. So this is not a problem which you see a big span everywhere. It's but yeah, these things come. These things come once in a while when you are higher at the level.
That's a great answer, sir. But now moving on to a different question that I have. Why do really layoffs are happening? Or how does layoffs work?
Okay. Okay. Excellent question. I just want so what happens is every company they have let's say even if it is a company which is based outside, say offshore model, you know the difference between offshore and outsource.
Yeah, like inside the company and now out of the company.
Yeah, I've explained. Let's say Microsoft has a project. Okay, Microsoft wants to develop an application. Uh, Now they do not have that necessary capabilities in house. In house, that means in their company they do not have that the talent pool available. Or let's say they want to they don't want to spend, this is smart body, they don't want to spend a lot of employees here and they want to focus on something else. So they outsource it to some other company. Okay. Outsourcing means leave it to some other company, whatever location it is. Okay. And offshoring is let's say Microsoft got a project, they want to complete this project, they want to complete it from a relatively cost-effective location, less props. That is India. So, so the Microsoft office here, that is offshore model. Okay, they are doing Microsoft work for their customers based in US, but they are doing it from India. So this is a offshore model. Okay, now the customer is government of whatever US, any state government, and they have outsourced that project to Microsoft. This is how it is. Okay. Okay. So now when we were talking about sorry, what was your question? Layoff. Yes. So what this happens is this all works on biddings. This all works on cost products, right? Uh, Layoffs are same thing. They happen when the whole thing that I talked about was the end of the road. Okay. Sometimes project ends. Sometimes the project is completed. It has gone to support phase now. So the funding has gone down. You don't need so many people now, right? So what do you do there? You don't have that, but you have hired people on a very high salary. So you cannot beat them. We cannot keep them on bench apart for no reason. We have to let some preview. And layoffs are not dependent on the performance of it. Yeah, that is not typical. And yeah, be very specific. Layoffs are not dependent on performance. Sometimes even the top performing people might have to lose the job. Might be that is related to the package. No. So how it happens is every company they break things with on different projects, different teams. Now let's say there is a team of 5. Okay, uh, or let's say there's a project of 5, and then they want every project gets this thing that they have to save some cost, and now this project has to save some cost. This will not look for the best performer. This will look for a person without whom they can manage. Okay. Okay. That sometimes even the best performer you can manage without a best performer. Some roles, suppose there are 3 developers. One of them is the best performer. You can manage with 2 developers. Does the third person has a high salary? It is about the necessity. It is about the necessity. It is about the time you need to save the cost. And that time, company has to become utilized, and that's how things happen. Yeah. So not necessarily everybody who loses job is down or performance.
Yeah, this is a typically given answer always was It is layoffs are based on performance. This answer gives a
No, never.
another sec.
No, never. So why I say and how I say this is with a lot of personal experience in last few years where I was involved. When you talk to people, right? As an HR manager, you talk to people and tell them that about this is what it is. Uh, I'll tell you some things. I was involved in some very important projects with some developer that is like where please come. And after a few days, I was in a meeting where I had to ask them to deliver this. It's a difficult place, but then I am aware that they are above the top performers. But that's how things happen.
Coming to my last question, what is your one book suggestion that you give a lot of people?
Serious. Okay. Okay. I will not talk about technology. See, technology is a thing everybody studies. Everybody has their own preference in terms of academics and other stuff. So suppose you are a developer, you will look for a lot of books around that and you will do that yourself. Sequence is a book by Yuvan Narivas, and it's like it covers sorry Yuvan Nal, and it covers the 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 journey of humanity. Right from where we started as I mean when we evolved as an human, out of the animals, and then up till now our habits and everything. It helps us understand what what do we do on a daily basis, what are the traits and all those things, and it gives a different perspective of life. uh it helps us to calm our minds down and focus on most important things of our life. So I you know so I highly think that the tech guys, they should know about or they should be aware about how to focus, where to focus on, and and which area to target, and how much to target. They do not need to put the entire life in something.
It was a great session with you, sir, talking about parts of technical, non-technical, and getting a lot of not typical answers that are sounded related. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Piyush.